Good evening, folks. What's going on? What's up, Arcane? What's up, Ms. Roy? Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing quite good. A little drowsy, a little sleepy. I stuffed myself full of Tex-Mex food before the stream tonight. So it's a bit of an odd evening. I'm gonna have to remind y'all of this later. I'm not sure how much later, but good evening, Deep Thought. Good to see you. I had everything planned out for today. Finished work, got my girls, brought them home, had a bunch of snacks and stuff for them. No activity. Thursday is like our easy day. There are no activities to take them to. So I was gonna cook dinner and everything was gonna be just normal, right? Well, one of our family friends offered to take my girls out to dinner. Like, okay, cool. So they're out at dinner right now. And I got some quick and extremely cheap Taco Bell to keep me going and just kind of hung out. And then they're gonna come back at some point, presumably. So when they come back, I'm gonna have to get out of here for a couple minutes and get them buttoned off to bed. And hopefully calm down from whatever fun they've had with their friends. So just be aware of that. And unlike most nights where I shuffle off around 9:30, 9:40 to see if they're actually in bed, this time I have to let them into the house. They're saying Tracer-san is in for a bad. I suppose I'm made of sterner stuff when it comes to Taco Bell. Everybody jokes about it, but it doesn't really mess me up. At least not any worse than anything else does. I suppose that's my one bit of human hubris, is that I can face Taco Bell without flinching. Done with your midterm, slept for 2 hours afterwards, don't want to see another piece of code again for a week. I have another coding class tomorrow. Well, damn. Golf ass music. This is actually fishing ass music. If you were curious, it's from some Japanese fishing game. Glad I managed to mention that before it went away. But yeah. So yeah, a little bit different sort of day today, but still a very good day. Still a very solid day. Finished work, get all my work stuff. Girls had a good time. I had to time. Chat. I have a surprise for you. I have a shock for you. I had some time to play games during my breaks. I did not play Satisfactory. In fact, I think I'm done with Satisfactory for the time being. I was playing. I know. It's crazy. So here's the thing. My first big playthrough of Satisfactory took like 100 hours, right? What's up, man? Good to see you. And I basically, for the entire final phase and a half of that, I just kind of hobbled through it. I just kit bashed stuff together. I tied my factory in these awful non-Euclidean knots. I struggled and inched across the finish line. And then I immediately started another playthrough because I was like, I can do this better. I have learned from my mistakes. I get what I'm supposed to do. I need to blueprint things. I need to make things modular and scalable. All that good stuff. So I started another playthrough and I was right. I had learned a lot from that first playthrough. My new factory setups were much more efficient. Much more scalable. Everything was great. But solving those problems revealed that there are other things that I haven't worked out, like logistics. And I was mentioning yesterday that I was facing the ordeal of getting trains working, and I got trains working, and I learned a lot about trains. Namely, that I did it completely wrong. I built this giant train network that does almost nothing. And I know why, and I know how. But I was sitting there last night, faced with the realization that I would have to kind of undo the last day or two of work and refactor everything. And I mean, if this was my first playthrough of Satisfactory, or if I had picked the game back up after not playing it for a while, I would be much more inclined to do that. But at this point, I have a total of 160 hours in Satisfactory. The vast majority of which is from the last couple of weeks. Not months, weeks. So I thought to myself, maybe it's time for a break. Maybe I should set this down and wander away for a while so I don't completely burn myself out on this. So. Dramatic non-satisfactory music. Is this where you reveal that you're an anime dramatic man? Oh, if I only had that in me. I would love it. I would own it. It would be great. So no, I started playing Timberborn again. The Beaver Civilization game. And I love it. I'm having a great time with it. I only played like 2 or 3 hours today, I think, but I got the foundations of Beaver Civilization up and going strong. They've got bread and carrots and cooked potatoes and gears and treated boards, and everything's going great. You should play Caves of Cud for 200 hours straight now. Caves of Cud is, I think, in our future. I don't know how many of you were around when I did, but I actually streamed Caves of Cud for a couple weeks, I think, as I was learning that game. And I had got one run. This was a couple of years ago now. I did manage to get one run that got real far into it, and then died to something stupid. I was like, I'm good. But I've always meant to come back to it. Now that it's actually getting its full release, it seems like a good time to do it. Do you control the individual character, or you just give general orders? So Timberborn is, it's a building sim, first and foremost. You start with, like, a dozen beavers, and you direct them to, like, harvest berries and chop wood and mill the wood into boards and pump water and build all kinds of stuff. And then you scale up from there. So it's a survival-oriented city builder. And not unlike Banished, but more technical. Since you're playing beavers, you can build like dams and levees, and there's a whole fluid system that was just reworked for this most recent update. That's the really cool part. There's a lot of really neat construction you can do in it. It's all grid-based, and you have a lot of tools like platforms and stairs and stuff, and you can build very vertically in it. The last time I played it, I basically made a giant beaver arcology. It was one huge building rising up from the plains where they all lived and played. It had like all kinds of crazy shit in it. And then all around it was all the production stuff. So I'm playing again. This time I'm playing on a map that's all like craters. Like it's all these valleys, like all these flooded valleys, and you can use all your dams and pumps and stuff to drain them of water or fill them with water, whatever you feel like. I do in fact leave it to Beaver. So yeah, my plan in my own time is I'm going to play Timberborn for a while. Timberborn doesn't have a win state. It doesn't have an end game necessarily. You just build and satisfy your beaver's needs until you've had enough. So there's no way to know really how long I'm going to play it for. Probably like a week or two. And then my intent is to move on to Dyson Sphere Program. Now that I've spent hundreds of hours in Satisfactory, I feel more prepared than ever to try and figure out just what the hell is going on in that game. Apropos of nothing, arcology is a very cool word. It is, isn't it? It is. I learned the word arcology from SimCity 2000. Because of course, you could build arcologies in SimCity 2000, and they were super cool. There were 4 different kinds. And I mean, there were ridiculous additions to your city, because they were like, it was like building a mini city inside your city. But it still required a bunch of services and stuff. But they looked so cool, man. They looked so, so cool. Oh, it was Shadowrun for you? Yeah. Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk really seems to enjoy arcologies. The genre, not the video game. The video game might. I don't know. I've never played it. But yeah. It's a good cyberpunk setting because inevitably an arcology is just going to fall into decay and chaos. Cheese Toast, thank you for the 3-stream streak. I appreciate it. Good to see you tonight. Hear about an aggravating game design moment? Sure. Hit us up. What vexes you? What tries your patience this eve? So, hey, what's up, Chaos? Speak of the devil. Glad you're here. Cute emote too. Yeah, Timberborn's very relaxing. Like, Satisfactory isn't exactly like an intense game, but there's something very cozy, very comfortable about Timberborn. I'll probably stream it at some point. A lot of these builders and management games, I would like to stream at some point. I always debate if it would actually be wise for me to try and learn them on stream or just play them in my own time, and then once I have a good grip on them, then stream them. And I've got a number of games on both sides of that fence that we can play in the future. There's a game I'm playing where I can't proceed next area unless I capture every monster in the area. Good news is once I find it, I can 100% capture it. The bad news, I have a 1 in 3,000 chance per encounter of finding it. Until I do again, my... What the hell? Like that's like a main quest progress thing you have to do? Because that sounds insane. What's up, Satellite? How you doing? Didn't realize it was already this time. It sneaks up on you. It happens fast. Oh no, we were already looking at 2 potential full playthroughs this issue and Illusion of Gaia. Okay, I will say this. Illusion of Gaia is not on the table yet. This is only a preview of Illusion of Gaia. This is not the cover feature. Illusion of Gaia does get a cover feature, and I'm not going to flirt with a full playthrough of it until we get there. So that, you know, it's coming. It'll be in the next couple months, but I know we're all thinking, stop that Roach full playthrough. I might actually enjoy that if this game is what I think it is. If it's a puzzly game. Still do other stuff in the area while I search for it, but yeah, no moving for it. That's nuts. Really weird. Maybe there's something you can do. Maybe there's something you can do to increase the encounter rate. I mean, if it's an indie game, I could totally see them very unwisely designing their game that way. Be a hard pass for you if you ran into it. That's with the encounter rate increase. Damn. Damn. Without the encounter rate increase, it's more like 1 in 8,000. What is this game? What is this game that you are playing? Yeah, name and shame. Name and shame. Fill us in. Spill the beans. My older daughter has started using, what is that idiom? Spill the tea? When she's talking about gossiping, and I did a double take when she said it. Like, it didn't even occur to me that she would know that idiom, so I just assumed it was very literal. I was like, you did what to your tea? Yeah, spill that tea. Spill it. What is this game we're gonna somehow force Oddish to play? Those beans? I know, right? Well, spilling the beans is like a confession. Spilling the tea is gossip. And honestly, I had straight up forgotten that particular idiom. I used to teach idiom, if you can believe it, way back, centuries ago, in the distant past, when I was an English teacher in Japan. Our most advanced students, we didn't have a whole lot to teach them in terms of conversation. So we had basically two different kinds of lessons for them. One was like advanced topic conversation, where we'd pick something particularly technical or in-depth and just converse about it. And the other was idiom, because there is no way to teach like general recognition of idioms. You learn an idiom by learning the idiom. So we had exercises where they'd package together like 5 thematically similar idioms, and we just practice using them. It's kind of interesting. I've learned a couple through that, but I know one of them was spill the tea. That's like the only time in my life I've ever heard about that. What's up, pneumatologist? How you doing? You literally know about the bad case of Man, that feels like a long time ago. Anything from before my kids were born feels like eons ago. Like it doesn't even feel like something I did. It feels so distant. Like it's like a story I heard somebody tell me about my own life. And even my kids being small, like even like their infant and toddler stages feel like an eternity ago. Tomorrow is my younger daughter's birthday. She's turning 9. In December, my older daughter is going to be a teenager. It's weird. Never really stops being weird. There's always a thought in the back of your head that's like, how did this happen? How is this person that I created turning into an adult? It's so bizarre. But yeah. I didn't come here to think about this, chat. I came here to talk about video games. What am I doing? Good evening, Eve. I'll give you a story about your life. Once upon a time, this big dumbass that ostensibly played games. Oh. Girls are home. I will be back in a couple minutes. Enjoy the ambiance and Stracer-san. I know that's what you were all hoping for. Alright, so, unsurprisingly, they're all completely wound up now. After being out with their friends, so... I am trying to encourage them to go to bed, but we'll see how that goes. Chair time! Hope you enjoyed your chair time. Sorry, Mr. Stracer, gonna take this opportunity to get the dog to make Alfredo sauce. The first thing Wizards shows the Final Fantasy set for Magic the Gathering is a card of Kefka poisoning that one. Oh god. Poor Doma. Some Jack Daniels, that tends to help. Oh god, that's... Oh. I mean, that's some amazing art. That looks fantastic, but that's also super fucked up. Super messed up. This is Donkey Kong. Is a game about donkeys? It's King Kong versus a giant monster donkey. Wow, monster donkey sounds like you're going in a very different direction with that statement. It's like, what does he do? Oh. That's terrible. That's terrible and we should feel bad about it. But anyway. Okay. Well, I'm back, chat. I am gonna have to check on them later, but I'll give them some time. It's fine. In the meantime, we can actually crack into this magazine and see where we can get tonight. We're either going to end right on the dot or a little early tonight, because I have to be up early tomorrow morning. There's a whole bunch of maintenance stuff going on tomorrow. I'm supposed to finally get my refrigerator fixed after like 4 weeks. And they're going to be here at like 8 a.m. for that, so I need to be up and ready before that happens. So, but you don't need to know that. You don't need to worry about that. All you need to know is tonight is the Power Hours. And it is June 1994, a better time, a simpler time. I mean, maybe it was. I don't even remember that clearly. But Donkey Kong is, in fact, the cover feature of this one. Barrels of Game Boy fun, they say. And also, Donkey Kong is being mortally threatened by the fiery wrath of Super NES Beauty and the Beast. I've never played it, so I don't know if we should be threatened by it. But yeah. On the topic, I found a game called Super Kong for the Game Boy yesterday, and holy shit, it was dog shit. The person playing it beat it in 6 minutes. Nice. Probably slightly less open fascism, so it's probably simpler. Yeah, probably. It certainly felt simpler. So. But of course, nostalgia is in fact a hell of a drug, and I don't need to remind you all of that. So let's talk about what was... Oh god, it's Endief. I saw that name out of the corner of my eye. I recently ate donkey meat. I don't recommend it. It tastes like ass. Amazing. Just don't say this is the last one for tonight. It'll be fine for ending on time. So that's our new running gag, is it? Can't declare anything to last anything because it'll last like 2.5 hours. 6 minutes is pushing. I'm surprised by how quickly some of my childhood games go as adults. Yeah. I mean, a lot of these older games, like the further back you go, the more gameplay was stretched out just by difficulty, and a lack of information and understanding. I mean, milk that joke till it's firing blood. We're going back to Arnold Palmer's dick. I mean, Chad, it's not like we ever left. He's still here, looking at us with that puzzled, questioning gaze. But yeah, the thing about a lot of these older games, especially from like the NES era and before, is if you actually knew what you were doing, if you had some practice in it, you could finish a game like that. There were plenty of $50 games on the NES you could beat in like 15-20 minutes. But they were hard enough, or tricky enough, or confusing enough that it would take you hours, if not days, to just figure out how to get to that point. You'd be the main character in Kong versus Dong. If that's not a sketchy-ass DVD somewhere out there in the hellscape, I will be shocked. Can't wait till Donald fucking Trump is out of the news cycle. I'm surprised even if he loses, I know we're going to keep hearing about him for months and months after the election. Yeah. The problem is that he makes news. He makes headlines, and the media loves reporting on him because shit that he does gets them clicks. So it's the power of spectacle in an information age, just fueled by impressions. You're saying, why is a convicted felon waxing fondly about my just being grumpy? It's a good time to be grumpy, really. It's gonna be, yeah, the next couple weeks are gonna be rather harrowing, one way or the other. I talk about this a lot with my father, that it kind of feels like whichever way things fall, it's gonna be bad, at least for a time. That's enough to make anybody grumpy, really, which is why I spend so much of my time reliving the 90s. And a very narrow band of the 90s, too. One way out is... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely a preferred way. But the fear is that there will be... Things will be bad in different ways, either way. But again, we don't need to worry about that right now. We should have universal Nintendo Power subscriptions. Here, Lord Crispin. I would vote for your platform. I support that very much, though. I can't imagine what Nintendo Power would look like now, though. In the, like, post-print era. Like, it's just... I know magazines still exist, but it's just not really a thing anymore. The environment that produced Nintendo Power just doesn't exist. The landscape is so wildly different now. People spend their money differently. They consume media differently. They interact with games in totally different ways. They'd be suing other websites. I'm sure Nintendo would find a way to come direct to you. Probably. I can't imagine what that would look like. Because so much, you know, the thing is, so much of this you would just get from streams these days, you know? Nintendo Power, for me, was a great way to kind of preview a game without actually playing it. To learn about its existence and see what it was about, see what the gameplay is like, what the levels are like, what the graphics are like. Now you can just watch somebody stream something. And I mean, you can practically find anything being streamed. No matter how indie, how obscure, how old, like whatever it is. You can either find somebody live streaming it. If you can't do that, you will find some video of it on YouTube. I am convinced at this point that every video game that has ever existed now exists on YouTube in some form of long play. Like, the sum total of gaming history has been cataloged there, effectively. I'm sure this is when somebody pops in and is like, not this obscure game, but you know what? Close enough. Definitely close enough. So, let's talk about what's in this magazine, chat. Because that way we can start turning pages, you can start making requests, I can start laboring through some of these, because they're not all gonna be bangers. Last month's issue was surprisingly solid. We found some really interesting stuff in there. Will this issue be similar? I don't know. There's things in here that I'm definitely interested in. There's stuff in here that I forgot ever even existed. Nintendo Power would be streaming, and Donghammer69 would be telling us about the latest thing. There's one name in gaming you can trust. Donghammer69. Alright. They're opening up with Disney's Beauty and the Beast. I kind of wonder if Disney, like, paid for Prime placement, or if this game is just that promising. I've never tried it. I don't know anything about it. Firestriker follows that. This one's an interesting concept. I remember reading over the feature as a kid pretty intently. It's an odd game, but it could be interesting. There's a Clayfighter Tournament Edition, which... The funny thing about Clayfighter is I feel like everything they do is meant to be a parody of other fighting games, but if you release a very slightly updated copy of your fighting game a year after its initial release, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're parodying Street Fighter 2 or not, like, you just did that. You also did that. You were guilty of the same crime. And before I forget, don't know if he's on Discord, Slay the Princess got a huge update today and chance we might still play it. So I originally rescheduled Slay the Princess for next week because of that. I was informed that it would be getting a big update. So I made sure to stick it on the schedule after that. However, I don't plan on sticking to that schedule, so outlook not so good, frankly. I haven't decided what we're doing next week, but it's almost certainly going to be whim-based and not schedule-based. Good evening, Worst Elephant. Good to see you. Remember the Clayfighter 64 issue and Kid Me think it looked great? Seems like it did not turn out that way, but curious about this earlier game. Matt McMuscles on YouTube has a really good What Happened on the Clayfighter series. And it's really interesting stuff, because there were 3 Clayfighters. And some of them were received and regarded well, and some of them were absolutely not. And the behind-the-scenes story of how and why that happened is pretty interesting. Beauty and the Beast comics has some EU content if you want. Hold on. To parody this by copying it, yeah. It's okay. I was just pretending to release a shallow cash-in. Yeah, but you still did, is the problem. After Clayfighter is the Twisted Tales of Spike McFang, which I've been talking about for the last couple weeks. I liked the look of this in the magazine. I rented it as a kid, and I played the shit out of it. I played a lot of it. It is a very interesting top-down action game. Feels like Shades of Zelda. The combat is similar. You get upgrades and resources and stuff. It's got a nice, fun, kitschy theme to it. We'll definitely give that one a try, and if y'all are interested, I would be cool with doing a full playthrough, because I never actually beat it. The bosses near the end of the game get pretty hard, from what I remember. But with the maturity and insight of age, perhaps I can put one over on them. After that is Slam Masters. I don't remember what Slam Masters is. Fighting game, wrestling game, somewhere in between. Fatal Fury 2, we know what that is, though. Asp, Airstrike Patrol, I don't remember. Super Loops, I don't remember. And then Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong on the Game Boy is, of course, the cover feature. And the game I've been meaning to play for a very long time. I did not have this one as a kid. I do not have it now. And I always wanted to try it. Monster Max is, I think, the 4th screenshot up here that I'm pointing at right now. It looks to be Solstice-like, but I don't actually remember this one. And then Stop That Roach, I want to say is a puzzle game. But I cannot be sure. Guess wrestling. Good evening, Zem. Good to see you. Some nights I really enjoy the bus. This is not one of those nights. I am very sorry to hear that. Sometimes you can just enjoy a nice, relaxing commute on public transportation, and sometimes it just goes really, really, really wrong. What's up, Bassy? Good to see you. Does that mean you're not playing 1000X Resist anymore? Yeah, unfortunately. I've dispensed with the entire schedule for these last 2 weeks. I was just not in the right mindset for it. It was adding to my stress. And I know that sounds weird, but there is a big difference between playing games that you know and you like and you're already interested in, and games that are untested and uncertain. How's the issue going so far? I mean, the table of contents is just Mwah. It is a table of contents to end all table of contentses. This is gonna be real. I'm glad the obsession with the solstice-like perspective passed. I'm not. I think isometric games have their place. I like the art style. I think they worked better when they didn't force you to hold your controller tilted just to make the directions on the D-pad line up with the actual way you move. And I think all of them, honestly. Solstice, Equinox, Altered Space, and probably this one would probably benefit hugely from modern remakes and a little bit of modern design sensibility layered over them. Because they're certainly interesting games. I like Equinox. Like, I straight up like Equinox. It is a bastard of a game. It is mean and angry and hates you and will just kill your ass endlessly. But I still like it. It's got such a fascinating vibe to it. This soundtrack had a section on it from Equinox a while back, and I always really, really enjoy it. Makes sense to you? Totally fair. When you set all this up, you also didn't expect to be doing 100% of the parenting this month. Yeah, that's that was a big thing. I do. If my wife hadn't had to leave for Japan and all this other stuff got layered on top of that, I would have been in a much better position to carry out the schedule. And I mean, the stuff that I had on the schedule, it was stuff that I was interested in trying. But yeah, it's different from doing things that I pick myself. So. I mean, if it's any consolation, I did buy 1000X Resist when it was on sale weeks ago, so I do have it. We may actually get around to playing it sometime. It's just not going to be this month at all. For real though, single parenting is a very different thing. It takes a lot out of time at times. Yeah. Yeah, I've had good days and I've had bad days. There have definitely been some days where I'm just out of it, having trouble keeping up with it, but it's going okay. And I think I hate to say it, I think I'm right around the halfway mark at this point. It's a much longer departure than it was last time. I think last time it was like 3 weeks or something. This time it's 5. So we're getting there. All the big stuff is getting out of the way. My daughter's birthday party was last weekend. Hopefully getting everything repaired tomorrow. And then I think once we're past Halloween, it's just gonna be coasting until she gets back. That'll help. Good evening, Shadows. Good to see you playing Sonic Shadow Generations. I bet you are. How is it? Pretty good. Act 1 3D levels are really fun. 2.5D levels aren't as great. Pretty alright too. The new moves are fun, but taking a bit to get used to muscle memory wise. Yeah, how is the voice acting? Yes, regale us of tales of this. Not tales of tales, but tales of the shadows. Anyway, I was talking about this, the table of contents. They're continuing. Oh wait, this might be the. No, this is the first month of the Secret of Mana special. We'll talk about that when we get to it. It's pretty interesting. There's another Super Game Boy feature. Not sure what this one includes. That one might be a bit of a wild card. Why did you mention Tale of Tales willingly? It's just the brain wiring. Wires got crossed. And then, yes, there is a preview of Illusion of Gaia. No, we are not going to be doing a full playthrough of it yet. I'm going to wait until Illusion of Gaia gets its cover feature. It's always kind of awkward to do a full playthrough of something and then get to its big feature in the magazine and have to read through all the stuff that we've already done. I just don't like that stuff. Do that. You fool, you fop, you absolute clown. Cutting right to the quick, are we? And then there's the regular features. You know what all the regular features are. There's a bit of a surprise coming with Metroid. I was thumbing through the magazine briefly earlier and saw something in the Metroid comic that took me off guard. So, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Probably won't be tonight, but you never know. Anyway, chat, before we forge forth, quick schedule reminder, because I realized I forgot to do that before I started talking about this. Tomorrow night is Horror Demos Night. I have cultivated a small selection of horror-themed, horror-adjacent demos that I'd like to give a try. So we'll do that as a bit of a variety night tomorrow night. We'll pick back up with this on Saturday. Wherever we get to, we'll get right back to it. No stream on Sunday, of course. You know that. I don't have to remind you. And then Monday, I don't know. We'll see what I feel like doing for the final closing days of Spooktober. I have a couple ideas. There are a few things in my head that I've been thinking about trying. Probably no more horror roguelikes. I think we'll go in a different direction for the final week. But again, no promises. If you show up next week and I just do 4 straight days of Jupiter Hell, don't be too surprised. You can be surprised. I would actually be surprised, but don't be too surprised. Anything's possible. Get rid of Samus Aran, just follow Houston for the rest of the comic. Could you imagine? How subversive would that be? Anyway, chat, let's get into it. Jump into the letters page, open up requests. And away we go. Top 10. Top 10. They made. Oh god. Oh god. They made top 10 lists. They had the kids and people, letter writers, make top 10 lists. All right. Top 10 video game parodies. Contra's The Alien Snores. Porthole Combat Adventures on the High Seas, F-Zero Report Card Blues, Star Folks, The McCloud Family Saga, Kirby's Dust Bunny Adventure, John Madden's Football Earthquake 94. Is that referencing something I forgot? Yoshi's Cookie Mario vs. Oreo. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Grandma 1/2. Remember the reindeer accident. The Seventh Saga, it's all they could sell. And Itchy and Scratchy, Trouble in Hydric Cortisone. This is actually making me look more fondly on the likes of Endief. Like, at least some effort goes into those jokes. Wasn't 1994 the Northridge earthquake in California? Oh, was it? Oh god, was it? Let's not get carried away. Trying to mention the college football game from the 80s where the crowd reaction was so insane it showed up on a seismograph. I have no idea. I don't know. These jokes are either so bad there's no comedy to mine for them, or so obscure there's no way to understand them. I'm missing the prosaic writings of Rob and George. Alright, reasons why Super Nintendo rules. Number 10, 16 bits of quality. It's hours of fun. Affordable, challenging games, great licensee companies. It's cool. Mario, only the best play here. That was one of their mottos, actually, one of their slogans. Pure graphics and sound. And number 1 is It's Not Sega. The fuck do you get to sub-gamer t-shirt quality? Ben has fully drunk the Kool-Aid, yeah. Excuses to play your video game a little longer. I'm at the last level. I've only got 1 more life. I didn't get the password for the last level. This game is educational. I've lost track of time and now I need to finish this level. I promise I won't play as long tomorrow. You distracted me and now I need to start over. I don't stop you from playing. Give me just 1 more minute. Mario's missing. I've got to find them. None of these will work on me, chat, except number 3. And hopefully my younger daughter doesn't catch on to that. It's literally our gamer t-shirt lines with the shit. The other day, the Sega was founded by Americans to sell slot machines in Japan after the U.S. cracked down on selling slot machines in the U.S. Huh. Sega service games. Huh. That's so interesting. Didn't actually know that. Then they merged with a Japanese company. Funny how that happened. Ways to get your parents saying yes to a new game. Please, please, please. You can deduct some of my allowance. I'll pay for some of it. I hear it makes you smarter. I'll do more chores. I won't always play. I'll do other stuff. I really do love you. I'll let my little brother play. Never hear me complain I'm bored. Or a good high-handed coordinate. Chat, you need to consider the fact that they probably got sent more than just 4 top 10 lists, and these were the best. These were the best that they had. That's terrifying. By Sega rules. They also sold jukeboxes to Japan. I see yours didn't make it in. I actually never wrote a letter to Players Pulse. I entered the Power Players contest twice, I think. Once for the launch of the Super Nintendo, and I think the 50th issue, because I like the idea of winning 50 video games. If I recall, Sega distributed the hardware for a few of Nintendo's first coin-op machines, including Sheriff, the very first game designed by Shigeru Miyamoto. That's neat. That is a fun fact. I like that. 50 video games? No one has that many. I could have had that many. I had just won that contest. This person made their own version of the 12 Days of Christmas based on Link's Awakening. Here we go, chat. On the 12th day of playing Link's Awakening, 12 in your inventory, 11 seashells gotten, 10 coins for bombs, 999 rupees, 8 levels I know of, 7 enemies surround me, 6 totaled bushes, 5 golden leaves, 4 weapons found, 3 ocarina songs, 2 special shrines, and an L that really bugs me. That was mostly bad. Also, the lyrics weren't very good either. Isn't that a game where Link wakes up from a nap? Yeah, it's the sleepy one. It's the very sleepy one. 12 Day Christmas really give me a severe wish to go deaf. I apologize for nothing, chat. This is who I am. Back in volume 58, you ran an article about video game colleges. 16 years old, I'm interested in designing video games. Wouldn't mind making a career for myself in the video game industry. Could you please give me some more information about the DigiPen Applied Computer Graphics School? Any help would be appreciated. Jason Fender from Denver, Colorado. Some of you are a bit internet sleuthy. Would any of y'all happen to know if Jason Fender did actually go on to work in the games industry? Because that would be kind of cool. Fucking God, they were doing sponsored stuff for DigiPen this early on. We were still running advertisements for DigiPen when I was reading these as a kid. Reminds me I saw a child wearing a homemade Link costume today. October is a good month. I was Link for Halloween in 1st grade, I think. My mom made me Link's hat and tunic out of felt. I wonder if we still have any pictures of that. Even removing my reservations from someone forcing you to play Monopoly again. School was/is in Vancouver. Song was interesting. If Jesse and Greg Fuller predicted Smash Brothers, he is a prophet of great power. Those felt too. That's awesome. That's great. The Valve hired a shitload of people out of the Redmond location of DigiPen, including the Portal designers. Could be working somewhere around that area. That would be cool. So yeah. DigiPen in Redmond. Oh, you grew up around there. Neat. Okay. So you would know. You'd certainly know. All right, chat. Well, we've survived They survived Player's Pulse, though your ears may never be the same. Again, I apologize for nothing. You're here because you wanted to be. Moving on to, oh boy, Beauty and the Beast. More opportunities to sing? Quite possibly. Disney's version of the classic fairy tale makes its way to the Super NES in 16-bit splendor. All the characters made the animated feature a box office smash. Hudson Soft's long-awaited game is smoothly animated, rich graphics reminiscent of the film, and the storyline follows the movie almost exactly. Really? Really? Almost exactly, Jen. I'm here because of community service. I could totally see a court using this as punishment. Let's find out why nobody remembers the game. Yeah, why does nobody remember this game? Most of Disney's Super NES offerings are remembered one way or another, right? Like Aladdin, Mickey Mouse, both remembered quite fondly. The Lion King is remembered for being insanely, stupidly hard. Nobody ever mentions Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I forgot it existed until we got to this issue. You are the Beast, so you play as the Beast. I guess it'd be kind of weird if you played as Belle and, like, killed a bunch of people. You can stomp, you can mantle onto things, you can growl at things, and the supporting cast. Oh, this is interesting. Belle. Belle appears briefly as the game opens, but she scurries quickly off. You won't see her again until you drive her out in the woods to be pursued by wolves. That's fucked up. I mean, I guess that is literally what happens in the movie, but... Zero recollection of this game at all? Yeah. This Beauty and the Beast is for girls. I saw it in the theater. I loved it. I thought it was great. You could have a level where you play as Belle and avoid Gaston's advances. That would be cool. That would definitely be cool. Well, let's see what kind of levels they do have. The castle, level 1. Okay, this, right away, this immediately looks like a very conventional platformer. Level 1 begins in dimly lit halls, the Beast Castle. Belle rushes away, but Lumiere stays behind to get the Beast started off right. Oh my god, this set of games? What set of games? So yeah, this is... Oh, there's spikes. Of course Beast Castle has spikes. Beauty and the Beast games? What, there were more? I don't remember any of these things. They made 2 games, one starring Beast and one starring Belle. Oh, oh. Also, did I just lose the... What's going on here? Oh my god! We've actually listened to this whole thing already. Okay, this one. Here, sorry, this one. Okay, there we go. Beauty and the Beast is fantastic. Lion King is definitely the height of the Disney Renaissance, but Beauty and the Beast is amazing. It was a really, really good movie. Oh wait, I'm thinking of Genesis games. Never mind, I have no clue. Okay, so there's 3 whole levels of the castle. And then, sorry, there's 5 whole levels of the castle. Jesus, this is like some Castlevania shit. And then there's a boss fight with a giant bird. And then you go outside the castle and you muck around in the snow for a while and fight wolves. And then there's a level where you have a snowball fight with Belle. And then there's a magic library with books big... Okay, Beast is big. Beast is a big chungus dude. And these books in his library are bigger than he is. That's ridiculous. Ruins my immersion, chat. Then the castle turns upside down. Tried Beauty and the Beast again. I remember my old brother thinking it was for girls, so maybe rewatch this in order. Yeah, it's just a solid movie. It's perfectly good. Genesis Belle one fucking sucks since you can't attack us for the entire fucking game and they spam loads of shit at you. And then the final... Okay, so there's 5 stages of castle. However many stages of the woods. A snowball fight. Running around the library. And then a final stage on the roof of the castle with Gaston. So when they say this follows the plot of the movie exactly, they are just straight bullshitting. Like, not even close. They are just making shit up. So we'll see how all of this plays in a second. Real quick, chat. I'm gonna go check on my girls and make sure they actually went to sleep. So sit tight, enjoy just a touch more, just a little bitty bit of chair stream, and I'll be right back. All right, we're good, chat. No worries. Younger daughter has been very, very good about getting in bed when I need her to. Older daughter has a whole skincare routine now that takes a while. I wish when the curse got broken, it remains the beastly form. There's noticeably larger bulge in the. Sounds like we spin our wheels for several levels. 5 castle levels right at the beginning, where like you don't even get to see Belle. That's ridiculous. Prefer the Lilo and Stitch era, specifically Treasure Planet. I've never seen Treasure Planet. And this beast get into a fighter jet and take down Nazis. You know, I've always thought there wasn't really any way to improve on Beauty and the Beast, but now I know I was wrong. Kingdom Hearts 3. Movie's actually consistently used very well in Kingdom Hearts. I do remember the Beauty and the Beast section in, or stuff in the original Kingdom Hearts. I was not expecting them to use it that way, and that was pretty cool. Alfredo sauce condition, delicious and easy to make. I've been craving mac and cheese, so that may be affecting your opinion. All right, let's get into it. Do it. No Gaston's kind of problem with making a game out of those, though. Half the movie takes place there. Alrighty. Beauty. in the Grand Index, Beauty and the Beast is wedged right in between Bazooka Blitzkrieg and Beavis and Butthead. Perfect. That's the 90s for you. This song is from Hyperia, which I didn't even realize was a thing. Beauty and the Beavis. Once upon a time, in a faraway land, Very nice pixel art. There's a dickhead prince. Wow. Look at this text scroll, chat. You have like a second to read each of these lines. Rip the beast, he never scored. Yeah, it's cool in Kingdom Hearts how how Beast shows up at the very end because they mashed big chunks of his castle into the final castle. And give a little more space to yeah, like anything. Like anything. You can only see one line whole at a time. One thing that's really fun with Shadow Generations is when your powers is freezing time, you get to yeet spears to stay frozen in time, and then when time and freezing, you watch all the stuff you yeet spears that explode. That's cool. All right, start me up. Fearing harm may befall the royals, the beak seeks Belle in the castle halls. To replay Kingdom Hearts 1 someday, I actually do have a soft spot for it. I find it very unlikely that I would ever go back to it. Oh, she's fucking out of here. Okay, ow! Spooter? Okay, so I can do that, I can do that. What the fuck? Chat, is it just me or is there something particularly horrifying about this animation? What's wrong with his sprite? Ah, God damn it. Also, you can't attack while crouching. Which is very odd. How are you supposed to mantle onto things? Cool game, abrupt ending. And you get the rock? Oh yeah, ah, okay. Nintendo talked about mantling in this game, so I assume that's what we needed to do. What's this? Did I just skip some state? That is a big rat. Sweet Jesus. That rat was bigger than Belle. I mean, chat, this is really just, this is Castlevania. We're just in Castlevania. Now remember why this didn't get talked about a lot? It sucks. That's why modern games have tutorial levels. The animation is quite solid. I will give them that. Castlevania shitting in the night. Oh, it depends on the wall type. Ow, fuckhead. Oh, I died. Apparently Beast turns into stardust when too many spiders bite him. It's amazing that, like, the first couple enemies in the game are mostly invisible. You can just see their red eyes. Spiders are also like a foot or so high, yeah. I mean, again, like, the spiders could easily kill and eat Belle. Wait, that edge animation was pretty funny. Oh, but God, you actually do fall off. What do you want, asshole? Jump physics look like a thing. They're not great. assuming you need a bit of run up to jump more than 1 foot forward. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get jump momentum going. And you don't really have a whole lot of air control. Looks like Beast wants to go fast. The screen is too zoomed in and dark to let him do that safely. I wouldn't say they tried to make it a... Fuck. I wouldn't say they tried to make it a momentum platformer. It's just, you know, some designers of platform games have different ideas about how it should feel when you move, and these were just wrong. They were wrong in their assessment. Oh god, there's... Okay, I died again. Okay, so there's lots of secret walls and floors and stuff in this. Oh, and okay, that was a continue point, miraculously. Ow. Ow. Shockingly, the spikes aren't instant death. That surprised me as well. Damn it, dude. Wish there were, then this would be over quicker. What in the world are you supposed to do here? Growl. Growling makes the platform move. Oh my god, that platform exists for like half a second. I have to growl this into existence. I do. What in the shit? Why do parts of your castle breathe fire? Shit. Okay, touching the statue also does damage to you. I've done it, chat. I've beaten the first stage. No, this game is very dark. It's darker than the magazine led me to believe. I want to see now Disney-themed fighting game. That could be really fun. Yep, 4 more castle stages to go. Oh god. Chat, it really is Castlevania. It's the fucking, like outrun the spikes shit. Ow. My god, this sucks. What even? Why? What is it? Yeah, sure, whatever, man. Did you send peasants here? The cloud has a hitbox? No, like, the statue itself? Like, yeah, okay. Fuck off. damn it, dude. Ah, shit. Oh my god. Huh, I actually survived this time. Tim the Tool Man, those statues? That's a good question. Lumiere's evil cousin, whom... Okay, I was about to say. Thought I couldn't do any damage to him. Oh, I can climb the curtains. Why do you have to climb the... Ow! Why have to climb the curtains in your own house, beast? Angela Lansbury is a pixelated teapot. This is a pretty neat rendition of the theme. Yeah, unfortunately, chat, I believe this game to be ass. Sorry, what did you just do? Be rude to climb someone else's curtains. That is so stupid. Beast, fuck off, man. Beast growls so loud, it makes the bats freeze in place in midair and form platforms and then collapse. Disney just owned this and Disney made the third Aladdin movie. God damn it. Okay, having tiny platforms like this in a game where you will literally fall off the edge of platforms is a really shitty idea. Like, it's terrible. Like that. I got bounced off the edge of that platform. Okay, we're done. We are 100% done. I hated that. The devs that did this SNES game based on... No, don't tell me that! No! I know about that Stargate game, and I've been looking forward to it, and now I find out these are the same developers? Fuck! Well, that just ruins my entire night. Imagine receiving this as a child. Oh, they also did the Alien 3 game? Yeah, that wasn't bad. Had much tighter controls in this. That's weird. Why you don't uncork the lamp. Had fun doing a marching band show to the movie soundtrack and made a flame using our formation that danced from End Zone to End Zone. That's really cool, yeah. I think I remember that Stargate game. Yeah, it's in... I think it's not until 95, maybe even 96. But it looks cool. Definitely looks cool. All right, moving on to this. I defy anybody to claim that they remember this game. Stargate game for the Game Boy 2, and I dare you to play it. Oh, I mean, if it shows up in the magazine, you can put your coins where your mouth is. Firestriker. It's probably a really hard font to read. It says Firestriker. I do remember this only from Nintendo Power, but DTMC's latest Super NES offering is a breakout-like game in which players use a fireball to blast through blocks and attack enemies. Play takes place in 4 different regions in the 1 or 2 player modes, and up to 4 can participate in the multiple player mode using a multiplayer adapter. That's a really, really, really awkward way to say that. Firestriker. Also, this is some Liefeld ass key art. The only way you know it's not Liefeld is you can see their fucking feet. Hell yeah, this scratches a lot of my fantasy itches. You attack the ball. Fantasy breakout, but whatever. Okay, in years now forgotten before the Archmage Wild created the Triolite, the kingdoms of Earth, Wind, Fire, and Water vied for power. See, we didn't have shit like Avatar: The Last Airbender when we were kids. This is our 4 elements mythology right here. Bring peace, Wild created the Triolite, a ball of fire that can be controlled by a select few known as Firestrikers. So hold on, wait a tick. So there's the 4 elemental kingdoms, and they're united in a ball of magical fire. That sounds like favoritism to me. Live long and return to Alaska. Toho 1 was a Breakout like. They didn't become shmups till game 2. Oh wow, I would actually really like to play the original Breakout like. I had no idea. Because I've only ever played the shmuppy ones. Here. He challenged each kingdom to send its best Firestriker to compete on its behalf. When Slater of the Wind Kingdom won, the kingdoms united under the rule of the Wind King. Wild, who had found the discord between the kingdoms strangely diverting, soon became restless and decided to conjure up 4 monsters. The Wind King called upon Slater once again, this time to battle the Wild's twisted creations. Time to set up PC 98 emulation then. Alright, so we are Slater, Striker of Wind. You begin your quest as Slater. The victor in the Battle of the Firestrikers is a human who directs the Triolite by swinging his ethereal striker sword, a mighty weapon that aims true. Slater is a well-balanced striker with good foot speed and considerable strength. Later, after you conquer the different monsters created by Wild, you'll gain the use of the other Firestrikers shown below. All have special talents and particular capabilities. Before entering an area, you'll be able to select a striker. You have to choose the right one for that area. Actually, neat. The gimmick is you don't lose life when the ball misses you. Instead, you have to attack the ball to get to move up. And if it hits you without you parrying it, then you die. Oh, neat. That is pretty neat. There's a Garum, Striker of Earth, Loa, the Striker of Water, Eno, Striker of Fire, and then there's Wayne. Sorcerer Wayne follows you everywhere. You can't select Wayne in the 1-player mode, but you can 2-player cooperative mode. Use him to guard the gate while playing alone. And then multiplayer, they've got different game modes like soccer and survival. Eno, Brian Eno, yeah, exactly. I mean, very famously a bird person. This Dark Souls ass map up here. After answering the summons of his king, Slater sets out to clear the 4 countries of the demons unleashed by Wild. He leaves the castle in the kingdom's northeast corner, heads west down the road that takes him the first to Gnome Valley. On the first part of his quest, Slater is accompanied only by Sorcerer Wayne, his trusted companion. He frees 5 strikers, yada yada yada. They will join you. Party on Wayne. Party on Slater. Wind Shrine, Fire Country, Fire Tower, Hidden Treasure, Earth Cave, Water Palace. Some of these things are not like the others. Oh god, too far. Oh Jesus. Oh Christ. Oh man. C-display controls using the mouse wheel, and sometimes gets a little out of hand there. The elements. All the areas have their tricky points. I feel like I'm not going to osmos up much from reading all this. There's 5 bosses. Spell, Intel, Mental, and Moral. Mental, no relation to the villain of the Serious Sam games. And then Wild, of course. So yeah, let's see what Firestriker is all about. It's one of those games that, like, after you read about it, it sticks with you, but not enough to really want to play it. Like, I never sought this out during the rental era or the used game era. Brian Eno created the Windows 95 startup sound cue. Boy, that's engraved upon my soul for all eternity. So, good job, Brian Eno. You did good, buddy. There we go. Exactly how this has lived in my memory for 30 years. Crazy, isn't it? Right. Wing. King of the Wind, I summoned you, brave Slater. Alright, I can already tell this is gonna be a pain to read. The world is about to be plunged into darkness by the Archmage Wild. Ordinary weapons are of no use against Wilds. 4 monsters. We have no choice but to use the Triolite. And you, brave Slater, only you can wield the Triolite. The world's fate rests with you. Good luck. You must stop Archmage Wild. Holy shit, what? Okay, sure, why not? You may not choose a striker yet, press A to start. Yep, it is, in fact, a breakout leg. Oh, that's so cool. So I control my character normally. And I control Wayne using the top buttons. The Japanese dev game, despite what I feel like is a Western fantasy type plot. The ball's trajectory is definitely pretty random. It feels affected by gravity, but this isn't a platformer, it's top down, so I don't know what's going on. No storage, can you use stab monsters directly? A good question, honestly. This is neat. This feels a little like trying to just finish this very first stage feels really excessive though. Like I just want to break the blocks and get out of here now. It's like soccer with only 2 players. Oh my god, get me the fuck out of here. No, get me out of here. When do you unlock the eject shot? Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I want to angle some shots, but it feels like I can only hit this thing in, like, the cardinal directions. It's weird. No! God damn it. Like, all the monsters are gone. Oh, you don't go through the space. You get the Triolite through there. Okay. sword does nothing to enemies. Music is certainly something. Alright, cool. Flower seed monsters. Holy shit! There we go. Just force it up in there. So you can't just play super aggressively. Devs didn't do much else of note, although one Sap Mapper did work on a 3DS One Piece game. You may not choose a strat. Yeah, I know. Okay, so instead of one big gate in the bottom center, now there's two small ones to the left and right. Down, go up. Thank you, Jesus. The fact that the power have, I didn't notice anything. I think it gives you like super shot power. Those green dots that I have now. Yeah, that. So it's a piercing shot. It's neat. It's definitely different. Audio in this game is a choice. The music is hilarious to me. Oh god, I gotta smack the shit out of that gate. It's an interesting idea. It's a very interesting idea. I think the main problem I have with it is the controls. And the way the ball, like, the way the ball moves is just so weird. Like, it feels good when you can, like, line yourself up and just, like, pound away at something. But it doesn't really feel like it's designed that way. Like, that's the exception and not the rule. See, I need to get through that center space, but, like, The way the ball bounces makes it really hard to pull off. God, finally, Jesus. Who dares to approach the Firestriker of the wind? I pity the fool who defies Archmage Wild. I am Spell, you will feel the power of the wind. He's gonna fart on me, chat. Okay, so I gotta hit that crystal in the middle. Oh, there's also like an invisible wall halfway up. Like I can't actually freely move around in this level. Oh shit, bad. That just like go through him? There we go. Spell has spelled his last. Good not wanting a holy, but Firestriker when you have elemental bosses is a choice. Yeah, that always bothered me about it. Spell monster of the wind is defeated. The seal of the wind is removed. The life box appears. Wow, that happened extremely suddenly. Alright, chat. I think that is sufficient fire striking. We are presumably a quarter of the way through the game now. 20% maybe. I think the concept is interesting and solid. I think the execution leaves something to be desired. Hang on, I have to reset my monitor. You may not actually notice anything happening. Interesting idea with bad execution. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Player damage feedback seems not great. Didn't even notice you were taking damage at first. Yeah, I kept missing that too. All right, give me a second to rearrange things. I hate it when it does. Oh, hang on. Give y'all some tunes to listen to while I rearrange all my windows. So, yeah, that was that. Next up is, the preview of Illusion of Gaia. I was so fascinated by this game. I was so interested. It sounded so cool. And then I rented it and got completely destroyed by the first boss in it. And was like, well, maybe I don't need to worry about this one. Young indie step aside. Ooh, them's fighting words. The Age of Exploration expedition from South Cape is lost in the ancient Tower of Babel, but somehow young Will survives. It is the beginning of an adventure that carries Will across the globe, from Inca ruins to the Great Wall of China. His friends help when they can, and Gaia, the Earth Spirit, lends her aid, but only Will's newly awakened power can overcome the peril of the Chaos Comet that approaches Earth on a mission of destruction. The Illusion of Gaia brings you true adventure, swashbuckling, action, intrigue, fantasy, challenge, and fun. The Illusion is coming in September, but the dream begins today. This is June. Okay, so not the next issue, but the issue after should be the cover feature for this. Unless they go ahead and get it out of the way next month. Pronounced Gaia. The Illusion of Gaia is 16 megabits of great graphics, story, action, and sound, but what exactly is a Gaia? Gaia serves as a teacher and savior to Will by entering the dark space. You can be healed, learn new powers, transform Will, receive clues, and save the game. As a game, Gaia may have more variety than any adventure ever. Nintendo Power hyped me up enough that I got the pre-order special edition at GameStop if it wasn't one of the ones that GameStop ate later. It came with a t-shirt. Could just specify Young Indie at least. Being better than him isn't that unreasonable. Never made it past that boss. I'm not even sure how I triggered the boss to show up in the first place. Yeah. Early game, Will learns of his special telepathic power by spinning his flute. He can move objects. He can also play magical tunes. As no one will sell weapons to a child, Will must even use his flute as a bow stick to whack enemies. Later, Gaia shows him how to transform into Freedan, the Dark Knight, and Shadow. Now, okay. I will say one thing about this game that confused me. And I found out about this later through Nintendo Power features. So, Will. You can see Will in that screenshot. It's a boy with a flute. You can see Freedan. It's a man with a sword, right? Now, those of you that are unfamiliar with this game, what do you think Shadow is? Because I can tell you, as a kid, I thought that Shadow was some blue-looking, like squid-looking thing, like in this screenshot up here, next to where it says Shadow. I thought that blue and white orby tentacly thing was Shadow. No. Actually, no. Shadow is the luminous light blue and yellow blur at the bottom of that screenshot. I would love to tell you what the squid-looking thing in that screenshot is, but it would be a massive spoiler that I know. Ultimate life form, I thought he was just a little fire guy. Around the world in many days. Unlike most video games, Illusion of Gaia portrays real place in the flow of time. Will's journey takes him to many famous sites where he must uncover mystic icons of lost age. The pyramids Angkor Wat and the Nazca Plains of South America are just some of his stops. Passage in time is also important. During days lost at sea, Will and the princess grow to trust and rely on one another. At other times, you can wait for events to catch up with you. Time extends even further in the story with the Chaos Comet, which returns every few thousand years in a reign of destruction. It's a fun game, not super long, but an enjoyable challenge. Okay, so my understanding, we've talked about this a million times. I really should have it straight by now. My understanding is that this is the middle game in what's essentially a trilogy. The first being Soul Blazer, then Illusion of Gaia, and then Terra Enigma. And at this point, I have completed Soul Blazer. We did a stream, a full playthrough of Soul Blazer a couple years back now, I guess. And that puts Illusion of Gaia squarely in our sights. We can and should complete this, and we will, but I'm just waiting for the actual cover feature for it. Shadow is the ultimate life form. Oh, Grand Stream Saga is also part of that. Interesting. Alright, chat. Talk of the Town. So they give you just little snippets of the game here, like the first town you run around in, things you do as young Will, things that change, puzzles. I don't know why they did that big map layout of the sewer area, because if there is even a puzzle here, they didn't make it look very interesting. The illusion of Gaia is like no other game in the adventure category because it is so full of twists, turns, and surprises. 1 minute you're battling through mountain ruins of the Lost Inca Empire, and the next you're aboard an ancient treasure ship. And yet many of the puzzles are subtle. 2 rooms seem identical, but are they? Why are these people standing in a line? Gaia masters will learn to look for clues everywhere or they won't survive. Prepare yourself for the adventure of the year. It's 3 months away and closing. They really spent a lot of energy hyping this up. And it's an Enix game, right? I don't know why they went in particularly hard on this one. Well, Terra Enigma didn't even get a proper translation, did it? Quintet Enix, okay. I remember playing this, you asked me for details, I've got nothing. Yeah. Some games are just like that for you, so. And oh boy, now we got Clayfighter. This is a lot of words. Chat, this is a lot of words for a fighting game. Terra Enigma came out in PAL regions and got an English translation for the UK and skipped out on the West. I know being written, a Japanese novelist is hype-worthy, but that's who wrote Illusion of Gaia. Okay, cool. Loose way to go, I'm satisfied. Have you heard the spine-tingling story of how the Clayfighters came to be? The once innocent inhabitants of the Playland amusement park were brutally bombarded by a big ball of purple clay. Monstrous meteor made Mudland's masses mutate into flame-stalking, clay-thirsty crusaders, the Clayfighters. Alright, get ready for some more torso-twisting and body-bending super action. Weird and wacky game gurus and interplay and visual concepts. My understanding is the people that made this game had never made a fighting game before. But they were tasked by their publisher to make one because they wanted to compete with Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. And they were like, okay. And at least for this first one, it seemed to have turned out okay. I apologize, chat. Look at the writer. Her article, Ohara was born in Osaka. She wrote Kirk Spock fanfiction in her teens. Graduated in psychology. Alright, so what's actually different in this one? Okay, they added new modes, like actual tournaments. Makes sense to add a tournament mode to the tournament edition, doesn't it, chat? Not too uncommon for Japanese novelists to work on games too. I know mystery writer did Yakuza 1 and 2's plot. Okay. Interesting. Awesome graphics. They have backgrounds. They're neat. This game still has... Oh, no. Leveling out. Like I think that's supposed to be like a system to favor weaker players. You can also set the speed. I wonder where they got that idea from. Master moves, multiple punches, cornering, turning the tables, one-on-one, some example matches, and that's it. That's all they decided to feature in this one. They didn't even go through the list of characters, chat. That's kind of surprising. That's the interesting part. Alright, time to beat the shit out of some play dudes. Make sure I pick tournament edition, not 2. Spoiling the surprises there. Nice, Mode 7 title card. The abandoned amusement park sits peacefully in the noonday sun. From a bajillion miles away comes a mysterious purple meteor. Seemingly with purpose. It rockets towards the center of the park. Okay, that's pretty cute. Clayland becomes Clayland. From the burning rubble. Emerges a mighty warrior. And yet another. They have but one goal in mind, King of the Circus. Tournament edition. Game start. So did they add any characters to this one? They actually didn't. Is an N64 sequel infamously rare? I believe so, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna be this taffy guy. Chat, I think this is really just the same game, just with like new tournament modes and some quality of life stuff. Double KO? What's up, Trade On? Good to see you. Tournament just to redo the original with some vague tweaks. Yeah, it doesn't seem like much more than that. Jesus Christ. Oh, God damn it. Her ass has priority. Double KO, you both suck. Jesus Christ, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was not expecting them to be able to combo in this game, much less do like 80% of my life.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the combatants for this extravaganza. Blue Suede Goo versus Helga.
Come on, baby. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, oh, mama. Oh, mama. Yeah, I'm gonna get you out. Okay, I'm good. Thank you. Oh, mama.
Blue Suede Goo wins the battle.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. How would you game like this had way too much effort put in the animation despite the fact that it went nowhere? Yeah. I would love the spectacle.
Hey, what's the hair, man? Oh, mama. Hey, what's the hair, man? Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama.
Wow, now
What the
that
fuck?
was a matchup. Helga wins the battle.
Come on, baby. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Oh, mama. Hey, what's your hair, man? I'm gonna get you out. Oh, mama. Hey, what's your hair, man?
I wonder if that would
Oh,
hurt.
mama.
What the hell?
Oh, mama.
Finish him.
What the
Helga
fuck?
wins the battle.
It really feels like the AI just goes like extra aggro when it's about to lose. Voice samples for the announcer are kind of impressive. They are, yeah. It is honestly really impressive that they managed to cram all that onto the Super Nintendo. Give me Mother 3-level sprite effort in a game no one cares about.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the combatants for this extravaganza. The Blob versus Helga.
Did she choose green just to spite me?
Cut in half.
Cut in half.
Cut in half.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, what? No.
Cut in half. What a comeback. Helga wins
This is
the
so
battle.
fucked up. Like, I can get huge life leads on these enemies, and then they just clear me in like 3-4 hits.
Helga wins
Okay.
the battle.
Whatever, man. And that's about all that I can stomach. I guess some people out there like that game. I'm not sure why, but... Fighting game has wonderfully competent but fair AI, said no one ever. Yeah, I can't say anything. I enjoy SNK fighting games, and they have some of the worst bullshit bosses ever. Oh, you're talking about Chaos Seed, yeah. Yeah, Chaos Seed was neat. I put Chaos Seed on some short lists for the future. But yeah. I don't know, like... Fighting games are like the ultimate like feel game. They have to feel right. And like even if you're a big fan of fighting games, there's no guarantee that you're gonna like. There's no guarantee you're gonna like, you know, Mortal Kombat because you like Street Fighter, because they play so differently, and like the details of movement and combos and everything are just a little different, right? And this feels just totally off from the kinds of games that I'm used to. Because I'm mainly like a Capcom and SNK guy. I don't play a whole lot of fighting games, but those are the ones that I really, really enjoyed in the past, so. I've tried Mortal Kombat, I've gotten competent at Mortal Kombat, but the style is just, it's too different for me. I'm not sure it'll ever really click for me. And then, yeah, other stuff. Not surprised that great announcer tech, but bad everything else for Fighter, considering this was done by primary sports game-based devs. With any fire experience before, of course, voice samples would be a hugely important thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the most notable aspects about this is a bunch of developers who had never done a fighting game before, didn't know anything about them, were tasked with doing a fighting game. So in that respect, I mean, they accomplished a lot. You know, they certainly did better with it than I would have, but decent Mortal Kombat, I don't especially enjoy it. Give you Street Fighter, yeah. I'm more or less in the same boat. I got caught up in the hype wave for Mortal Kombat 11 a couple years ago, and I actually bought it at release and played it for a while and like enjoyed it. I enjoyed how incredibly high quality everything was, how big budget everything felt. But yeah, I was just never that good at it. Having a block button really throws me off. Really, really weird to me. SNS game music compilers are fans of good obscure games. They definitely are, yeah. Okay, chat, I gotta be honest with you. I'm really tired. I think I've been beating myself up a bit this week, starting right on Monday with going insanely late for Jupiter Hell. And then, yeah. Last couple nights after finishing my streams, I've had like chores and stuff to do, and it's just been really exhausting. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. The nice thing about the power hours is it's entirely variable. Like we don't even have to accomplish anything, and we've already gotten, you know, good 30 pages in the magazine, so it'll be fine. And I think next time we'll be able to start right from the Metroid comic, maybe. I think that's on page 30 or something, or it's close, whatever it is. But yeah, can we see what's next? It is. Oh, it's actually okay, this is perfect. Because I do not have the energy to launch into this tonight. So we can actually start with Spike McFang on Saturday. And probably spend most of the evening on it. We'll talk about it. We'll see if y'all are interested in seeing the whole thing. If not, that's fine. If so, we'll have a full playthrough on our hands. Feels like a good palate cleanser. Yeah, this should be really good. I mean, I really liked this when I was a kid. I loved it when I rented it, and I always meant to pick it up used and never did. So, anyway, tomorrow night we are doing a variety night of horror demos from the recent Steam Next Fest and some other stuff that people have linked me. So look forward to that. We'll be right back here on Saturday playing some of this, either all night or moving further in the magazine. Gonna stream on Sunday, and then Monday. Who knows? I don't think I'll decide until we actually get to Monday proper, so we'll just all live on pins and needles until then. Yes. How's that going for you, Max? Still working on it? I can't say I'm surprised. Good luck with that, in any event. Go find somebody to raid. For somebody a real, uncharacteristically early raid. How about... How about we go see our friend Voyix? I like raiding them when they're up. Usually our schedules don't overlap so much, but they're playing Brotato, which I feel like people have suggested I try. I think I own it. I don't remember. It's one of those wave survival games. Pretty cute and kitschy looking one, so let's do that. Anyway, gang, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you for joining me for a bit of a concatenated power hours. Still, I'm doing better now that I've left the original Spooktober schedule behind and started doing my own thing. I'm definitely feeling better. I definitely have more energy, but it's still just an exhausting time having to take care of everything domestically right now. Cook and clean and laundry and get my kids all everywhere they need to be. It takes it out of me, so I am going to go straight to bed after this. I will sleep as much as I can. So hopefully I'll have plenty of energy tomorrow night to check out these horror demos. Hopefully I will see you there for that. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.